Meena here, extending a very warm welcome to my channel Grow Joyfully. In a series of videos, I'm explaining how I do vermicomposting at home in urban context. I've already shared 6 videos and I hope you have seen them. I've spoken about how to select a worm bin, how to prepare the bedding, and how to introduce the worms. And in 2 videos, I've also listed and explained the guidelines to understand and follow when we feed the worms. And in one video, I also demonstrated how to feed the worms in weeks 2 and 3 after getting started with a new batch. In this video, I demonstrate how I feed the worms in the weeks 4 and 5, and I also show the observations that I made. Today is April 24th, and I am opening the bin now. As I open the bin, I see that the material is still a little damp, and I'm opening it now. And again, I'm very happy to see the worm castings. Let me just show you. You can see the castings here on top. Worms always come to the top in order to excrete. You can see the very distinct the black rice-like stuff, and you can see how long the worm is. Okay. Now, 2 days back when I checked, I found that there was some material available here already where I had put the stick. So I did not put any nutrition on Wednesday. Let me just check up. So I'm just removing the material and checking. You can see that this was a fresh cabbage piece which I had put, and it's yet to rot. So it is still there. So worms don't seem to like it fresh. They will wait for it to decompose before they start eating it. At the same time, I had given them some greens, and I had given even beetroot. So I don't see any of them here. So I'll take it as 95% eaten, and I will proceed for the food again. One more thing I'm checking is that in the first place which I started, let me just check, there is nothing. If I remember, I had put only fruits there. I don't see anything there, so I'm quite happy about it. So it's over. So now I'll choose this third one, the third corner, in which I'm going to put the stuff. My daughter, who's taking the video, is indeed fascinated that they have generated so much of poop, and it doesn't smell at all. It's an earthy smell all the time. She's also laughing that I'm smelling the poop, but it's okay. Now you can do one thing. You can scrape the poop, which is the castings, and then give it to the plants. But I'm not going to do it. One more observation I made is that most of the bedding is gone. So probably my bedding that I put was not adequate for them. They've started consuming it. I see more poop than bedding. And hence, before putting the food, this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to add another top-up bedding. And this we will be doing just once. And then we'll be going for harvesting only once that is eaten up. So let me just show you. I have a mix of bedding now. The same combination. I've tried cutting the leaves into smaller pieces, dry leaves. I've used some decomposed leaves. I've used some cardboard. I've used some Ganajivamrita. I've also mixed some newspapers in which I was drying the cow dung. So the smell will be there, and I think the worms will like it. So let me put that into the bin now. Top of bedding. Now you can see it is reached this particular rim. I will record this in my mind so that I get an idea how much of worm compost we get. Now I am going to use this corner in order to put the food. Again, we should never throw it on top. It will attract fruit flies. We should always put it in a corner just in case the worms don't like it, they can go to other safer places. Now you can see this time I have not used fresh greens or fresh fruit peels at all. You can see how mushy this is because I've been collecting over a period of 1 week. Okay, there's some onion there, I'll remove it. So you can see how mushy it is. This is what is loved by the worms. It's a combination of greens, vegetable peels, some fruit peels, and also some greens peels. And I'm placing, I'm placing the food here. Since the worm population seems to have increased, I've also increased the feed, and quickly I will cover it with the new bedding. New bedding is moist, well aerated, and a lot of carbons, so it will provide a very cool ambience for the worms. I'm also going to sprinkle water a little less because the bedding is already quite moist. So anyway, excess water will get drained out. And instead of jute, I just want to show you another alternative. You can take a soft piece of cloth, cotton cloth, and cover it also. Today is May 2nd. I have been observing that there were some worms on top. I can see a little poop also on the new top-up bedding that I have done. So they still seem to be in the process of settling down. Let me check. I first started feed here, it got over. Let me just check in this portion. If you recall, we had some cabbage pieces here. So looks like they are gone. I don't see any cabbage pieces here. Okay. So the last feed that was done along with the topping was here. I put the stick. So let me just take it out and see. The very fact that I see a lot of worms here means that they are gorging on the food here. Well, I don't see much, or rather I don't see anything here also. So you can see here that there is a chili piece which they don't seem to like. So I'll just remove this. Let me just fully remove. I didn't put it so deep. So I think okay, they are ready to take the next feed. Today I am feeling confident of putting the greens on the fourth side here. This is the fourth feed that I am giving them. So as usual, I will put a plate here in the form of a cardboard, and I'll put the greens here, and I've been collecting over a period of almost 1 week. So they are mushy. That's a mix of greens, fruits, and vegetables, and I've taken care to add only those that they like. There are some carrot peels, watermelons, greens, etc. So I think they have settled down and they'll be able to eat it. And I put it here. So this is the fourth feed. Though I cannot make out the cocoons themselves, my daughter was able to spot one very tiny baby. So looks like they are happily mating, and some babies are also coming out, but I'm really not going to disturb the bin now searching for babies. This one is enough. I'll put it back. But it looks like things are okay. Cardboard shreddings are places where they love to play hide and seek, and possibly they mate also. So you can see the tiny tots emerging. So most likely there will be some cocoons, but since I wear glasses, I'm not able to see the cocoons. They are the size of an apple seed, but I'm able to spot some more tiny babies here. So let me not disturb them. The adults never take care of the babies, so the babies have to fend for themselves. That's the law here. Interesting point that you can note, the worms have started eating even the material that I put on top. As you can see here, they are eating that also. This is again a good sign. So always put something that is cotton on top so that they can eat it. Do not put any synthetic material there. So right now I am going to leave it with the same cotton material, moisten it as usual, cover it up completely. You may be wondering why I put the dhoti cloth instead of the jute cloth. I did see a lizard hanging around, and since the jute cloth had clothes, I didn't want anything to come inside the bin. In the next video, I will share the observations that I made when I fed the worms in weeks 6 and 7. Thank you for watching my videos. Have a wonderful day.